All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, worldwide on the X Zone Broadcast Network and our growing family of broadcast affiliates and satellite programming providers. Worldwide toll-free 800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X Zone Radio TV. And our main website, where you can listen to the X Zone Radio show 24/7, 365, as well as your favorite interview, www.xzoneradiotv.com. X Zone Nation, my guest this hour is Francine Kelly. And instead of me telling you about Francine, because of the story that goes with Francine coming on the show tonight, Francine is in Tampa, Florida. First of all, Francine, thank you very much for joining us tonight here on the X Zone. And I'd like you, Francine, because you know the story best, to tell the X Zone Nation who you are.
Well, when you say X Zone, I think of X-Files, because that is my life. Are you familiar with that show?
Oh, of course. Sure. Agent Mulder and Scully.
Yeah, that's it. That's my life.
Wow.
Years ago, when I couldn't even understand it, it was blocked from my consciousness. But I saw all the reruns recently. I am a CIA MK Ultra Project Monarch intelligence asset.
Okay, now what is an intelligence asset?
I gather intelligence.
Okay.
I investigate corruption at the highest levels. And people ask me, is it like Men in Black? And I said, I don't know, because I walked out of the movie in Hawaii, and I just saw it a couple of days ago, and it's really, really very much like that. It's about policing. That's the term they used in the movie. Will Smith said he was policing and monitoring alien activity. And I said, well, he said it really well, and that's what I do. I disclose the reptilian draconian vampire agenda on the internet. I should probably say the alien agenda, since there are about 150 different species of aliens in the third dimension alone.
Wow, that's a lot of aliens.
Yeah, a lot of aliens.
Now, where did you originally come from? I don't mean, are you from this planet? Are you from another planet? Are you from another dimension? What is your biography as a human here on Earth?
I'm not a human. I am part Pleiadian and part reptilian. And I did not know about the reptilian part until rather recently. You know, I guess they wanted to keep me in the closet about that. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I had a bodyguard in Seattle who is a reptilian draconian vampire, Mariano, who protected me. He was my number one bodyguard for a year and a half, and he had divine energy.
Divine energy. Does that mean he was like an angel or something that we would consider an angel because of the divine energy?
Well, since since I deal with the celestial realm, and it's also, Ron, it's very difficult to understand what I'm talking about without some knowledge of metaphysics. And I don't know whether I should try to simplify what I'm saying.
Well, why don't we do this? You and I are going to take a 2-minute commercial break, Francine, and when we come back, let's talk about the mission you're on. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right, Exo Nation, my guest this hour is Francine Kelly. The website is www.network54.com/forum/535171. Or you can just Google Francine Kelly and the Reptilian Agenda. She is also on YouTube. All you have to do is search Francine Kelly and WOB. My name's Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone, and Francine Kelly and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break in 2 minutes as we continue investigating the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology from our broadcast center and corporate offices in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. Francine Kelly is my special guest. Her website is www.network54.com/forum/535171. All right, Francine, you told us that you're a CIA asset, that you work with various law enforcement agencies, that you are part Pleiadian and part reptilian. So what is your mission? And I say mission because you claim to work with the CIA and other law enforcement agencies. So what is your mission, and why are your handlers allowing you to divulge the information of your mission to the world?
Well, that's my job. My job is to disclose the alien agenda. Specifically the satanic alien agenda. And I have been focusing on the satanic, reptilian, draconian, vampire agenda, but I haven't, done enough work with the Greys, for instance, or the other aliens, which I need to do more of. Because it's not just the reptilian, draconian, vampires that are destroying the planet. And my mission is to disclose this information, to smoke them out of their holes, to try to save the planet from their destruction. Not only me single-handedly, there are many, many beings involved in this spiritual, not just spiritual, so, revolution. Because when you said paranormal, it's not about the paranormal, it's how the paranormal is affecting us in the third dimension.
All right, now let's just take a little step back here and maybe help our listeners understand. You yourself are an extraterrestrial, am I correct?
Well, I guess you could say that.
Okay,
I guess you could say that. Somebody told me that once, and they said, "Well, you're an alien too." And I said, "What?" You can call them aliens, but when somebody calls you an alien, it feels funny.
All right,
Rob.
all right. So let me just clarify what I mean. You said that you were half Pleiadian and half reptilian. Now, obviously,
Rob, I'm just teasing you.
I'm
fine with it.
Okay. Your husband, Will P. Wilson.
Right.
I understand that he has a connection with the reptilians as well.
My husband is the head of CIA Black Operations. And I told you earlier, I can say that. I said that about a month ago with Officer Daniel McDonald from the Tampa Police Department. I hope he's not going to be getting mad at me for this. In this house, in the CIA Special Mission Compound. I said that. After he told me, he said, well, we don't have the power, Francine. I said, well, what do you mean we don't have the power? I said, am I or am I not married to the head of CIA Black Operations, who is a king in the reptilian draconian vampire hierarchy? And guess what he said?
I don't know.
Yes, he didn't deny what I was saying.
So, what is your husband's agenda, and is it different from your agenda?
My husband is my controller, my handler. That was hard. I haven't said that. No, you're a great interviewer, Rob. You must hear that all the time.
Well, I've had a few years behind me doing this.
Well, you really get people to talk from their heart.
I try. So now you were telling me before we went on air that your husband, is he alive? Is he dead? Is he a spirit? Is he an interdimensional being? Is he a shapeshifter? How would we explain the existence of your husband, who you claim is in charge of Black Ops for the CIA, to our listeners? His physical appearance.
All of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above. Now he's all of the above. He was if you go to Seattle Community Media,
Mm-hmm.
he has a TV show called All Day Live, and the intelligence people and the reptilian draconian vampires, the satanic ones that control the city of Seattle and and many parts of Washington State, project his image. I'm sorry, I always say that. His image on television, when in fact my beloved husband was cremated in 2009.
Okay, so he's not alive as what we understand as a living life being.
Well, he wasn't alive then. He was a vampire. He was a reptilian draconian vampire who was 1,000 years old.
So how old are you?
As a Reptilian-Pleiadian?
Yeah.
Well, you're a really good interviewer. I don't know. I mean, I know what I am.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know that. No one's ever asked me that. I've never even thought of that.
Wow.
I know what I am in the third dimension and what's on my birth certificate, which we don't have to talk about.
No, of course
right,
not. No, of course not. No, of course not.
But that's an excellent question. I really don't know.
So how long have you been here on this planet?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, based on my conscious awareness,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
So right now you're in Tampa. You have a connection, I believe, to Seattle. You and I talked about Hawaii. Where else on this beautiful planet of ours have you lived?
Well, the main place
Mm-hmm.
was I lived. Oh boy, I'm going to go for it. I lived in Westport, Connecticut for 30 years.
Wow.
Do you know Westport, Connecticut?
I've heard of it. Yes, I've heard of it.
That's where Paul Newman lived and Betty
okay.
Davis.
Right.
It is one of the most affluent towns in the world.
Oh, wow. Geez, I thought somebody like you, with your abilities and your training and your background would find it very comfortable in Arizona. Isn't that where most of these people who are star seekers, star children, indigo children end up?
Do you know I lived in Arizona?
No, I don't. But I figured that's where somebody with your celestial outlook on life would like to live because of
That's where they sent me.
Who did?
They brought me there.
Who brought you there? So
The CIA, the aliens, my husband.
Oh my gosh.
They brought me to a $1.3 million ranch in near Sedona, Arizona, where I operated the Center for Conscious Living magazine after having been the editor and publisher of Conscious Living magazine, a very successful metaphysical magazine. They brought me there, where I used to have lunch with the police chief. Well, we're going to have to talk about, how I love the police.
Yeah, I do.
We're going to have to talk about the police. Boy, I'm trying to remember his name, but I used to meet with him quite frequently. I would drive. Do you know Arizona?
I've been there a few times. I love the state.
It's beautiful.
Sure is. It sure is. So what is, I understand that you want to expose the alien presence and their nefarious dealings and what's going on behind the scenes, but you yourself are an alien. Does this put you in any danger?
Oh, are you kidding? I'm in a special mission compound. Everything that I say is being listened to. Everything I do is being monitored. I'm under surveillance. I'm under counter surveillance.
Why are you under surveillance?
Because of who I am.
But if you're one of the good guys, why would you be under surveillance?
Well, the good guys are surveilling me.
Why?
I have bodyguards to watch me. I mean, I've been under surveillance since, to the best of my knowledge, since 2008 in Seattle, where I was told that I'm going to be under surveillance 24 hours a day instead of 18 hours a day.
How do you like working as an asset?
Oh, it's sheer hell. I mean, it's just hell. I am in a constant state of trauma. I guess that's pretty. You would be a very difficult. I don't lie. I mean, it's not my nature, but I think people must find it very difficult to lie to you, right, Rob?
Yes, that's true.
You have this way. I mean, you can just get to the soul. I mean, you really communicate on a soul level. I'm just really impressed with that.
You and I have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour, Francine. Please stand by. Exonation Francine Kelly is our guest this hour. www.network54.com/forum/535-171. And for more information on Francine, you can just Google Francine Kelly and Reptilian Agenda. You can also go to YouTube and search YouTube for Francine Kelly and WOB. Francine and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue right here in our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, coming to you around the world on the X-Zone Broadcast Network and our fine family of broadcast affiliates and satellite programming providers. We'll be back. Don't go away. Explanation, Francine Kelly is my guest this hour. www. Are you ready for this? Network54.com /forum/535-171. You can also find out about Francine by Googling Francine Kelly and the Reptilian Agenda, and on YouTube by searching Francine Kelly and WOB. By the way, Francine, what does WOB stand for?
Actually, there's a radio at the end of that, Rob. WOB radio.
And
It's
go on, dear.
well. I believe he may be an NSA agent.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw my. Did you see my interview about Pinellas Park fronting the NSA?
No, I didn't.
I think you kind of, when you went into my forum, I don't think you went in at the very top of the forum where the most recent interviews are. But one of the interviews was about the NSA. I'm investigating the NSA.
So the CIA,
and their role.
the CIA is investigating the NSA?
No, it's not just, Rob. You know, someone from a man that retired from the Tampa Police Force and the Criminal Investigation Command of the U.S. Army, which used to be the CID, Criminal Investigation Division. I think are you familiar with it?
Yes, I am.
He retired from both organizations. He said, I said, what am I, also working for the police department? He said, when you work for law enforcement, you work for everybody. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Because when you're in law enforcement, you serve the public. You're there to serve and protect. So you actually, in essence, do work for everybody.
So it's not just the CIA. In fact, you know, I think my husband, you know, is probably more connected to the CIA. Well, I'm connected because he's my handler.
But wait a sec. He's not alive anymore. You told us that he was dead. He didn't exist.
He's probably here in the room right now. I deal with him all the time, Rob.
But in this dimension or in another dimension?
All right, well, let me explain it to the readers. Now, your readers, to look at David Icke, you know, you told me you know who David Icke is.
Yeah, I've had David on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's your guy. I mean, he is the guy that really knows, maybe not on an experiential level.
Who's Nick?
But he's certain. What?
Who's Nick?
I said maybe not on an experiential level.
But you said that Nick would know. So who's Nick?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did. Okay.
No, I said, we're talking about David Icke, and I said maybe, you know, David Icke knows his history. He knows his facts. He's limited on an experiential level. Mm-hmm. That's fine. He's a major player as far as knowledge, real, genuine knowledge.
Okay.
Well, you know that. You know that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know David. Like I said, I've had him on the show.
So this is the deal with my husband. Now, my husband is a reptilian draconian vampire. Mm-hmm. He doesn't live in the third dimension. I think he lives, I think he's in the fourth dimension and he's in the ninth dimension. Uh-huh. But these beings, let's talk about when he had a body.
Okay, sure.
So when he had a body, I could be looking at him, mm-hmm. and this would be the holographic system that David Icke talks about. And behind this holographic system is the reptilian draconian vampire in the fourth dimension. And why these things can hide so easily is because people can't see into the fourth dimension. Most people can't, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I've done it, but not a lot. I'm not very clairvoyant. I'm mostly clairsentient. I feel, and I also talk. I can talk to the dead. So to answer your question about him now, so now I communicate with him when he possesses another body. And he'll talk to me through that body, and he talks to me all the time, telepathically, and with mind control. And he is a great hero, the source of this information that is bringing the police. I mean, I'm thinking about the police and this thing in Tampa right now, to bringing, and the FBI and law enforcement to the areas in question, because he's invisible.
So when did your husband die? Or when did he pass from this plane to the next?
Well, no, you can't even say it that way.
Oh, okay.
When was his body? You mean when was his body cremated?
Yes.
In 2009.
Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of a company called, Intervend Limited in Seattle? Hello?
I'm saying kind of. I've kind of heard of it.
Okay. Do you know that Will P. Wilson is the founder of that company? Do you also know that Will P. Wilson is alive and well?
No, Will P. Wilson is not.
Oh, well, according to the information I have in front of me, he is very much alive and very well in Seattle, Washington.
It's a total lie.
It's a total lie.
It's a total lie, Rob.
Now, did he or did he not have the all-day live televised weekly program that appeared on SeattleCommunityMedia.com?
Yes, he did. He had it when it was on Scan TV.
Okay.
All day live.
All righty. So,
they, like I said earlier, they are projecting his image on TV after his body was cremated. And if you call the sheriff's department,
okay,
go right to the sheriff. The is it Jefferson County? Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Now, as far as October 23rd, 2012, Don Darrington and Will P. Wilson have been providing televised media programming for the Northwest community for this past year, now having produced more than 27 public access television programs on the organic medical cannabis legislative issues that combine key topics every week with interviews with key people who are working in this field of cannabis medicine. We've got a picture of him that we also cross-referenced with your name, and it's the same guy.
It's a lie.
All right, let me ask you something else. Because you told me that you don't lie, right?
No, let's go back to Don Darrington.
No, hold on here.
Okay.
Does the name Mac Waters mean anything to you?
Matt Waters?
Mac Waters. MacWatters. Mac Waiters?
Somewhat. I mean, it's not totally unfamiliar.
It's not unfamiliar. Okay. How about the name L. Mac Waters? L, new word, M-A-C, new word, W-A-T-T-E-R-S.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
No way. Okay. So obviously our information is correct. So I'm trying to figure out where the deception is. Who's sending this false information out? That Will P. Wilson, according to what our research department has been able to find, is alive.
No, it's not true.
In fact, we're waiting for an email from him.
You're not going to get it. It's going to be a fake email.
Why would somebody send us a fake email?
Because they are pretending that he is alive.
Who are they?
The satanic, reptilian, draconian vampires that run Seattle. And the mayor's office knows about this. Mm-hmm. The Seattle Police Department know about it. But the main people that are helping me with my work in Washington State is the sheriff's office in Jefferson County. And I wish I could remember his name.
Okay. Why?
And the law library.
Mm-hmm. Go on. No, go on. I was just going to ask you about more stuff about Seattle. I can wait.
Oh, I mean, this is, I've been begging them.
Mm-hmm.
I begged the mayor's office. I begged an Alan Rain, who works in the senior citizens area. I begged him to help me with this. I begged the police. The Seattle community media is a very dangerous network run by the intelligence people that are connected to Michael Aquino, who started the Temple of Set satanic church, and who was or is a general in the National Security Agency.
Wow.
And these people, like William Mound and Don Darrington and Patricia Johnson Holmes Shoup
mm-hmm.
and Don Braun, are connected to this satanic network that's connected to Bohemian Grove, but mostly Michael Aquino. If you Google Michael Aquino, you'll read about the NSA General Connection, and he was with the LaVey. I'm trying to remember his first name.
Antoine.
Of the Church of Satan.
Antoine
LaVey.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Church of Satan?
Yes, it was.
Or was it the other way around?
Nope.
So the Church of Satan was Antoine LaVey, and then Michael Aquino started the Temple of Set. Is that right?
I believe so.
Okay. That's who's in the libraries,
mm-hmm.
controlling the libraries, and who may be, you're really, I'm going to really be on the spot after this. I didn't think we were going to get so deep. And the libraries are being controlled, I believe, by the NSA, who are involved in threatening the infrastructure of Hillsborough County, if not the country. This is for you guys at the Tampa Police Department, are involved in that. And the Tom Fast, mm-hmm. Let me just tell you, because you're going to love this. This is the scary part
mm-hmm.
That might get me killed tomorrow. Tom Fast, who is a high-level who runs the libraries for the town, the city of Tampa, was on. He was there. He was an engineer on 9/11 at the World Trade Center. He was there on 9/11. He was also the Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He also went to Virginia Tech. Now, I don't know if you believe that, I mean, most people believe that the World Trade Center, 9/11 was our government, the government tragedy.
Can I ask you a question about the dearly departed Will P. Wilson? Was he a veteran?
Yes, and he's not departed. And Rob, he's not departed.
No,
he's not departed. I mean, it's very important that you understand that these disembodied beings are running our governments, are running our country.
All right, because there's an article here that's dated Monday, March the 24th, 2014, that reads, Will P. Wilson illegally evicted and made homeless again.
That's what they did. That's what these satanic criminals who run Seattle Community Media did. They took my husband, who was, might as well put it out there, William, King of Orange.
Who?
Grandson or great-great-great-grandson of James Wilson, the founding father of our country, who wrote the Declaration, helped write the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution.
All right, we've got to take a commercial break. We're going to be right back. Don't go away. This is the X Zone. We'll be back in 2. Don't go away, X Zone. Exonation, Francine Kelly is our guest this hour. Let me see. The websites are www.network54.com, forum/535-171. You can Google Francine Kelly and the Reptilian Agenda. You can also go to YouTube and Google and search Francine Kelly and WOB. Francine, I know you're a little upset that we only have 4 minutes left, so please get as much information as you can in right now.
I'll try. What would you like to know?
Finish it off how you like. You've got 4 minutes.
Well, now that we've opened up the can of worms in Seattle, which I'm really happy about, I begged the sheriff's department to intervene, and I begged them to go to Seattle Community Media and ask Will to go out to lunch. But no one will do that because he doesn't have a body. And what I think they're doing, I think this Don Harrington and the Satanists that run Seattle are selling drugs at Seattle Community Media, the public access station. I think that's what all this marijuana thing is about. But I don't really get involved in the drug trafficking. But what breaks my heart is that they are putting his image on camera when his body was cremated, and no one will go there. No one will investigate that or go there or ask him out to lunch.
Now you say he was cremated in 2009.
That's what I was told.
Yeah. That's what you were told. You didn't go to the funeral home, or?
No, they didn't even tell me.
Were you married at the time, or were you divorced?
No, I married him in a ritual in, I think it was 2010. I married him after he was cremated. I married him as a reptilian draconian vampire being in the fourth dimension.
I see.
I didn't marry the body, the vampire that he was in Seattle, that's on television. That's not who I fell in love with that being. When I met him in 2006, when they brought me to Warren Avenue North in 2006, and the police were everywhere. The fire department. I found out later that everybody was there. The CIA, the NSA, the DOD, the CIC, everybody who is anybody was there on that road. It was a compound where I saw him and loved him before I ever talked to him, because he's been in my life, my whole life, in another dimension. But I finally got to meet him with a body in Seattle before he was cremated.
Fascinating story, Francine. Listen, we're going to have you back on in the future, because I know there's much more that you want to tell us. And
thanks, Rob.
Hey, you take care of yourself and be safe, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Exo Nation. My pleasure, dear.
Bye-bye.
Exo Nation, my guest this hour has been Francine Kelly. Now, if you'd like to visit her website, it's network54.com/forum/535171. You can Google her, Francine Kelly, and Reptilian Agenda, and on YouTube, Francine Kelly and WOB. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news at 6.5 minutes past the top of the hour as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.